But at the end of the day, it's Jesus who fixes your problems, you know?
100%.
And so I'd say that is like he really has to be your rock. And if he's just kind of on the side in your life, it's never going to, you know,
Right.
it's not going to work out, you know?
Sure. What's up, guys? My name's Dane,
I'm Matthew.
and welcome back to the One Move Podcast.
Basically, what the One Move Podcast is essentially, it's just a podcast where we're encouraging Christians just to fully step out into what the Lord has for them.
That's the truth.
Because his way is the best way.
Facts.
Yeah. So,
Every time.
every time, baby. Let's
I love
go.
it.
Yeah. Anyways, before we get into our topic,
Yeah.
I do have an opener
I
question for
love
you.
our openers.
Which-
It's my favorite part.
Our opener, is it? Our opener. They're pretty great.
No, I love the whole thing, but I
Yeah.
really love the openers.
You do?
Because Matthew comes up with the openers every
Matthew-
week, and I never know what it's going to be.
Matthew does, and he usually comes up with them like 2 minutes before we film.
So they're always great. I always enjoy them a lot. So what
Yeah.
you got?
All right. This one is, what was your favorite childhood movie growing up, and did you ever have a childhood crush on a character in a movie?
Let's see.
I had a few.
Childhood crush on a character in a movie. I thought the blue bird from Rio.
Yeah.
I thought she was pretty.
Yeah.
We talked about that like last episode, I think.
Yeah,
but
bro.
It was, or a couple episodes ago, but that one is fire. Childhood favorite movie though. I had a crush on the girl from Rio, the bird. She was very elegant.
Yeah.
But like favorite movies wise, I'm trying to remember what I liked a lot. I liked the VeggieTales movies. Those were fire.
Those are fun.
Let's see. I really liked the Polar Express around Christmas time.
Okay.
That movie was like my favorite Christmas movie growing
That
up.
one's good.
And then I was kind of like a Captain America fiend too when I was like in school
Were you?
and stuff. I was
Yeah.
a Captain America freak. I love Captain America.
You watched that as a kid?
I mean, like not. I mean, what do you consider a kid? I watched it as a youth. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Probably like 7th grade,
Okay.
6th,
gotcha.
7th grade.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So from then on, like Captain America was my guy though. I probably watched those movies like 5
Really?
or 10 times.
What's
probably.
your favorite one?
Probably, I think The Winter Soldier is the best one.
I think it's the best Marvel movie, point blank.
It's not ridiculous to say that.
Yeah.
But that's probably my favorite one. But I think the storyline of the first Avengers is really, really good
Okay.
too.
Got you.
Because it's like OG.
Yeah.
But
Got you.
so what about you?
Bang. Yeah. So growing up, I was a big Toy Story kid.
Toy Story was fire.
Toy Story 1, 3, and 4. 2 was trash. Hated that one.
Which one's the one with Lotso?
That's 3.
I love 3.
That one wrecked me as a kid, bro.
3 was
I was like,
tough.
got deep. I was like, whoa, what is this?
There's morals to this story.
Yeah, bro. When they were about to get thrown in the fire, it was crazy.
That was
I had, like,
tragic.
tears in my eyes.
Yeah, Lotso was crazy, bro. I was like, dang, this guy seems nice. Psych.
Yeah, I know, bro. He was bad. Anyways, that one, Curious George, the movie.
Curious George
Pretty
is
tough.
tough. The Jack Johnson songs from that movie,
Yeah,
insane.
they're bangers. And then growing up, probably, movies movies
Yeah.
all the way.
Those were fire.
So, yeah. And then my crushes, probably, I had a big thing for gingers, like ginger cartoons.
Okay.
And so one of them was Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Okay.
And then the other one, speaking of VeggieTales, was, the
This is about to be crazy.
the girl with the braid,
The VeggieTales character,
Yeah.
they're different in every
the
movie.
pea.
You had a crush on the pea, bro?
Yeah, bro. I think her name was Petunia.
Petunia the pea?
Yeah, bro.
Heck yeah,
I had
bro.
a crush on her
You
too.
definitely could have rizzed her.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
I love it.
But
That's fire.
yeah, those are my two.
Those are sick.
Yeah,
Those are sick. With all that being said,
yeah. What's
let's
our
get into
topic?
our topic. Well, I'll let Matthew introduce our topic, but it has to do with the fact that it's New Year's,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Happy New Year's.
It's freaking fire. Welcome to 2027, which
Yeah.
is tough as heck.
2026.
Wait, holy crap! I'm so far in the future
Whoa.
that I'm like a whole year ahead of you guys.
Dang.
No, 2026. I just am tired. Welcome to 2026.
26. Yes.
Freaking sick.
Yeah.
26 is sick.
Those a bar.
Yeah,
That should be the.
that was tough. That should be the title.
Yep, that
I
should
like
be
it.
the title.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so in the spirit of New Year's,
Yeah.
of 2026. We're going to go back to 25, huh?
Yeah, we're kind of just going to reflect on some of our key takeaways / just things we learned from the Lord this semester.
This
Or
semester?
this year.
This
school
year. 2025 as a whole.
Yeah.
Bang.
So,
Heck yeah.
yeah, man. We're gonna
Because
kind
if
of-
you're not learning lessons from the past, you're doomed to repeat the mistakes in the future.
Quote that.
I feel like my dad said that at some point. Shout
Yeah.
out Kobe. Y'all heard
Shout
from
out
him
Kobe.
last episode. That boy was
Great
tough.
episode.
That boy was spitting.
It was pretty good.
That was a lot bigger studio than we're in now too.
Yeah. Now we're in our humble abode.
back in the OG spot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it's fire.
I love it.
Anyways, so let's start. Let's kind of just go all the way back to beginning of the year.
Okay.
We're freshmen.
Oh wow. Okay.
Crazy. We're going in to our second semester.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm back there.
yeah.
I'm
What was
seeing
that like for you, Bill? What was, if you were to summarize, I guess, some of your key takeaways
I'm reflecting.
from that semester,
Right.
that part of the year?
Right.
What were some of your key takeaways, I guess?
Yeah. I mean, dude, I think, let's see. I think first semester of last year, so my first semester in college, like I was still very much struggling with like anxiety, which I've talked a ton on this
Yeah.
podcast about. And so like second semester for me was a massive like shift in that where I fully like received healing from that.
Yeah.
And kind of walked through the process of like trusting that and believing that I was healed, you know? And so I think that was a lot of what the Lord was like preaching into me of just like, like getting rid of self-reliance and this feeling of like, I have to perform, you know? It was
Yeah.
I had a lot of built up like performance needs about myself. Like I had
Yeah.
to do X, Y, and Z to be worthy of love, not only from the Lord, but also from those around me, you know? And so that was a big thing for me was walking through that semester, was realizing like all the Lord wants me to be as faithful and be myself, you know, and like
Yeah.
he rewards that. And so it was a lot of like, I received complete healing from anxiety in
Yeah.
January of last year of 25, which was huge. So coming up on a year on that, which is super freaking cool to just sit in that fact. Praise God. It actually blows my mind. But yeah, and then also just a loss of the need to perform, you know, and just getting to a place of being willing to just fully be myself, you know,
Yeah.
and realize that I'm not perfect and I low-key need Jesus a lot
Yeah, bro.
in every area
Yeah.
of life. So yeah, I think that was really kind of like the highlight of like, especially the beginning of first semester. And like as I flowed through that, it's like I got into mission seasons and stuff like that too, which I learned a lot in. But like,
Yeah.
I think we should bounce back and forth of like the different seasons. So
Yeah,
with that,
we will.
beginning of first semester,
100%. Yeah, beginning of first semester,
second semester, beginning of second semester.
second semester, freshman year. Yes. Yeah. There were a lot of things I think I've learned. One big one, kind of like you, is really just, I mean, the verse in the Bible where it talks about who the Son sets free, he's free indeed.
Right.
I think for the first time I actually fully stepped into just the freedom of the Lord.
Right.
You know, for you it was anxiety, for me it was just struggling with pornography for years and years and years, in which I've also talked about that a couple times, so I won't go. We have other episodes for those things. But yeah, dude, I think first semester, freshman year, Matthew wouldn't have fully believed that God could actually set you free from something like that.
Right.
Because my whole life I was trying to find that,
Right.
and I couldn't. Like it just, which, again, I've learned over time. Like obviously, yeah, the Lord sets you free, but there's very practical things that come with your freedom.
Right.
But I don't know if I fully believe that.
Right.
And so, for the first time in my life, I'm actually stepping into something where I actually feel completely different, completely blameless, and just
on.
pure in the Lord. And that's solely because of Jesus. And
Right.
so I would say my main takeaway 100% was he really does heal. He really is who he says he is. And for the first time in my life, I've seen it in so many other people. He did it for me.
Yeah.
And so now I have, when I'm talking to people and I'm like, oh, you're struggling with this or you're struggling with that, I could personally say, hey, I've been in a season where it's been dark and he brought me out of it.
Right.
You know, and that's
So
something
good.
I don't know if I could have said before.
So
I knew
good.
how good he was. I just didn't know it for myself,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so that was huge for me. And also I feel like I really began to just step into, I guess, the plans the Lord had for me as
Yeah.
well. And what that looks like is just truly daily surrendering and giving your yes. It's not a perfect yes, but it is
Right.
it's a broken yes, and God can use a broken yes.
Right.
You know.
Amen.
And so
That's good.
it wasn't until earlier this year I stepped into all the things I've stepped into now.
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't know if that made sense.
No, it does, 100%.
But
100%.
yeah, man.
Yeah. Another really big thing that happened first semester of last year. Another big thing that
Word.
happened second semester of last year
Yeah.
was we decided to start this podcast.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, dude?
Yeah, it is.
Second semester last year, Matthew and I went to coffee shops with each other, like just the two of us, probably like, what do you think, 3 or 4 times a week for the first half
yeah,
of that
yeah.
semester? It was like
It
all
was-
the time.
It was pretty cool.
It was sick. It was a fantastic season. Sadly, now we're both way too busy to do that.
Yeah.
But
We figured it out.
we're trying to get like one a week. I think that's like the goal. I would love to.
Game
I would love
plan.
to consistently be at that point.
Yeah.
But Matthew and I are taking a class this semester though together
I'm
again,
excited.
which is really fun. We had a lot of
Yeah.
classes last year because we were both ministry majors,
Yeah. And then it was just scarce.
and now I'm a minor
No-
in ministry instead
No
of
classes with Dane. It's
yeah,
kind of sad.
Yeah, now I'm a finance bro, so
Yeah.
with my minor in ministry. But I'm taking a minor class with him this semester, so that'll
Yeah.
be really fun.
It would be sick.
We're taking
So-
a deep dive into C.S. Lewis's life.
So I'm so stoked for
It'll
that,
be
bro.
so
it's
cool.
gonna be awesome.
It'll be so cool. So I'm really excited about that. We get to have classes together and spend some more time together, which
Yeah.
will be freaking sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like we walked through that whole process of like starting this podcast and like dreaming about it together.
Mhm.
Last
Yeah.
first semester of 26. That was really, really fun. 25. What am I talking about?
2026,
Why are dates
27.
why are dates so confusing, guys?
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us about that. What was that process like for you?
Yeah. So
It was fun.
it was really fun. So, yeah, jump into last semester. I'm getting so confused with the.
Let's leave semesters out of it and just say like beginning
Let's
of
flash back
2026.
to earlier this year. Yeah.
Beginning of
Straight-
2025.
Straightforward 2025. Yes.
Holy crap.
Man. Anyways, so I get there, get back to school, and kind of like what Dane said, we started getting coffee. I think you literally invited me to go get coffee, literally like the day I got back, and I was like,
Probably.
sure, why not?
Why not?
And then we got really close, which was fire.
Yep.
And then over time, what the Lord was doing personally in me was fast forward to like February, God gives me the phrase one move. And I kind of, usually when God speaks to me, I kind of just like write it down. It's probably in this journal actually. Or probably a journal before that. I definitely didn't, this didn't take me all year to fill out. Anyways, but I usually write down what the Lord speaks to me and I just kind of think about it, pray on it a little bit.
Yep.
And so I wrote it down, thought about it a little bit. I thought of a couple things it could be. One was, for those who don't know, I feel like at some point the Lord wants me to start up a church. So I was like, it could be for that, could be for other things. I wrote down podcast too, which I never thought I'd be doing a podcast because it's just something I didn't even really listen to podcasts before this, just being honest with you.
Yeah.
But I wrote it down, I was like, interesting. Kind of thought about the phrase a little bit more and how literally your one move, and we talk about this a lot, but your one move could lead to someone's freedom, could
Yeah.
lead to someone's salvation, could lead to someone's healing. You literally just saying yes to the Lord could change the lives around you.
Right.
And I was like, that's really good. I don't know what that's going to be used for, but
It's tough.
it is pretty tough. And so I kind of shut up my journal, put it to the side. I was like, usually God has a way of bringing things back up if they are from him,
Right.
you know? And so on my end, fast forward, we get to coffee again, and we're kind of just yapping. It's one of my favorite things to do with you is just talk about
Just
like
yap.
what the Lord is doing. And
Yep.
it's
Yap
pretty
about Jesus,
awesome.
bro.
And so we were doing that, and then out of nowhere, you were kind of just like, we should start a podcast. And I was like, really? Like, that actually could be kind of cool. Started to share just like what the Lord's been speaking to me. At that point, it was just a concept. We're like, that would be pretty cool, you
Right.
know? And we're like, well, if this is going to be something we want to do, we have to pray about it, all these things. Like,
Sure.
we have a couple things we're going to do before it. We're not going to just jump in and say we're doing it, you
Right.
know? Which, that's a really important lesson.
That
I
was
think
so helpful.
a lot of people need, I feel like, before you step into something, there definitely should be a process of
practical
planning
Sure.
and
Preparation.
yeah, the prep season should be done with excellence just as
Yeah.
much as you're actually doing it with excellence, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it took us 6 months to really get our feet underneath us
Yeah.
and have a plan have the equipment and do all the things.
Yeah, that was fun too, getting all the equipment and stuff.
It was still a mad dash at the end though to buy it all.
Yeah, man, it was great.
Yeah.
And so we decide, like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna plan this semester. We'll launch it next school year, and if we do, we're gonna talk to Augustine about it.
Yeah.
And fast forward to the men's breakfast. Dane was at the men's breakfast for a couple minutes, and then he went for his RA interview. So Dane wasn't there at this event, but he was originally, obviously,
Yeah.
and then he left.
Had my RA
for an
interview.
which he got the job.
Bang!
One of the best RAs ever.
I'm nasty in an interview.
And so, yeah. But while I was there, Augustine actually went up and just started talking to all the guys there. And one thing he said was like, by the way, if there's any guys that are wanting to start something, whether this semester or next, whether
Come
it's a
talk to me.
podcast or whatever, like come talk to us. And so
Right.
I don't know if I texted you or I told you in person. I don't remember. But I remember being really excited to tell him.
Yeah.
And then we met up with him, asked him lots of questions, helped us with just what to get, what to use,
Yep.
all the things. And then,
Yeah, that was a fun meeting.
yeah, we kind of just started doing stuff from there. And
Right.
I was here. So, yeah,
Sick.
man.
It's sick. It was such a fun process.
Yeah.
It was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I
I was-
enjoyed that.
Yeah. I'll say one of my favorite things, there's been so many things I'm super grateful for. One of them is definitely get to do a podcast with my best friend, which is like sick, dude.
It's freaking
So,
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's kind of like
Crazy.
those. It's kind of like those days when we used to go to the coffee shops and just talk for
Yeah.
hours and hours. It's like now we just do the same thing, just
Yeah.
with a ring light in our face.
Massive.
You know.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, it does. The conversations are just as good. You know.
Yeah.
I love them to death.
true.
It's a blast.
Yeah. It's great.
It's a blast. But yeah.
Yeah.
So continuing through, that's like probably January through March type
Yeah.
beat. You know what I'm saying?
Type
it's
beat.
Like, it's like
And then-
in that area.
Yeah.
And so as we're rolling into like, we'll go into
Summer.
like quarters. Yeah. So like
We'll do
April-
first half summer.
April through summer. April through summer. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll start this semester.
Okay.
This is planned out. Okay.
This is really
has to be
this
done
is
with
really
intention.
scripted actually. Yeah. Nah.
But yeah. So anyway, so April through summer for me, like that. This was like as I was going on missions. I think was like one of the bigger highlights of this time for
Yeah.
me. You know, and going on missions was huge. It was so much fun. I mean, I learned so much, and we had our podcast about missions a few weeks ago,
Yeah, which was really fun.
and it was a blast. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, so you can go back to listen to that if you want to hear more about all of our mission trips that
Yeah.
we've been on, but it was an amazing time. The Lord did so much in me. I got to see people healed. We got to see like 50 something salvations throughout the course of
Yeah.
it, I think. And it
That's
was,
cool.
it was just amazing. You know, the Lord moved in so many ways, wrecked me, did as much in me as he did through
Yeah.
me, I think, you know,
Yeah.
which is so cool. It's how
That's
mission
real.
trips always are, I feel like.
Yeah.
But it was a blast. First mission trip ever. First time leaving the country.
Yeah.
So cool, man.
Mhm.
It was such a blast. I
Yeah.
loved it to death. But yeah, dude, missions were awesome. And then I came back from missions, and as I continued into the summer, I worked at church all summer, same as
Yeah.
you did, actually.
Yeah.
Not to spoil what happened to you in the summer.
good.
But yeah, so I worked at church all summer. Internship at my church, which was internship at church was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a blast. I loved it to death. Loved every second of it. Truthfully, it was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Got to get up and preach. I worked a kids summer camp. I led a group of 8th graders with one of my really good friends at church camp, which was a blast. Those kids are rowdy, bro. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun, man. I saw the Lord show up so much, and it was just it was a great time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. It was an interesting summer, just different than it ever had been, you know. Because it was my first summer not like going home to, or not having a whole bunch of like high school friends and stuff at home that I was hanging
Yeah.
out with. I think I saw like one of my friends twice all summer, you know, like from high school, and so it's just very different
Yeah.
than summers previously, you know. But it was a blast. I loved it so much, man. The Lord did a ton, and the extra space there, you know.
Yeah.
So it was really fun. I also decided to run a marathon in
Yeah,
June,
yeah, you
which
did.
which was sick. I put it on the calendar and was like, that's happening
Yeah.
6 months from now.
Yeah. And you
But
did it.
I decided on it, and I did, and we'll get to that eventually. But
Yeah.
we got her done.
Fire.
We
What was
got
your
it done.
main, like, if you were to kind of sum up everything from the summer in one word or a couple, 3,
Yeah.
what would you say?
I think, let's see, three words to describe my summer. Let's see.
Yeah.
I would say
Only 3.
one of them would be restful, I
Okay.
think.
That's valid. Yeah.
Yeah, I think another one would be fulfilling. And I think a third would be stretching.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like all 3 of those somehow intertwined with each other in a way that was really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Alright.
I think that would be it for me.
W.
Yeah, dude.
W.
Yeah. What about
Sick
you?
combo. Yeah, my summer wasn't. It was really, really good, but it wasn't as eventful as yours.
Yeah.
I remember
We had some similarities.
we did. I did intern at my church. And what my summer really looked like the entire summer was interning at church
You were a
weekdays,
busy bee, bro.
and then working with my parents on the weekends.
Yeah.
First, I was really sad I wasn't going on missions. I was like, I had the most FOMO like,
That's
first
real,
couple
dude.
weeks ever.
I'm gonna have it this year, bro.
I'm like, all of my friends are on missions. I can't even contact them if I want to like text them. Like
Yeah.
they're just gone. And I want to be on the mission field, but I'm not. Whatever. Which I'll say I actually really needed because
Yeah.
I think it's really easy to think going on missions is the only way you can preach the gospel.
Right.
I don't think anyone would say that, but they subconsciously kind of do that.
Sure.
You know.
It's kind of a narrative that
Yeah.
subconsciously comes up, I think,
Yeah.
too.
And so, one big thing I learned, man, was like, your family and the people around you are your first ministry.
Yeah.
Like,
That's good.
everything else comes second.
That's good.
And if you can't do ministry in your backyard, it doesn't really make sense for you to go to the nations.
Right.
That's just
Right.
that's my honest opinion. And
Clock it.
so there was that. And dude, my internship was awesome. Mine did not look shiny at all. I came into there with a little bit of ego. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, I might be able to like preach on a Sunday. I might even get to preach at a youth group thing, right? And I came in. First, I found out that youth groups doing their summer things right now, so no sermons there. I'm like, great,
Dang
okay.
it.
And I sat with my pastor, Pastor Tommy, who's really awesome, and he kind of just broke down what I was going to be doing that entire summer, and he was like, dude, like, there's a time for you. There's going to be lots of time for you to grow in like preaching and those things, but more than that, I really want to help you just develop the things that will make you last in ministry, because the
Right.
reality is there's a lot of people who are gifted in preaching, gifted in speaking,
Sure.
but if you lack the like foundational things that God wants you to have first,
Right.
that's why so many people fall, you know?
Right.
And so for me, my big theme was honestly just humility. And I have a verse which I'll read because it kind of goes with it. But I use your remote as a thing. But it is, yeah. Philippians 2, verse 3, which says, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves. I really learned that, man. First, I didn't really realize, and he also had me read a book, which was called Humility by Andrew Murray, which I don't know if you've read it, but
It's fire.
really, really good book. First of all, I realized I was prideful, which I wouldn't have said I was before.
Yeah.
And not necessarily in the way of like I carry myself with an ego or anything. I don't think I'm like that, and I think you could testify.
I agree.
I don't think I'm like that. But the reality is you thinking of yourself more than other people is pride.
Right.
And even insecurity is pride. And that's something I've wrestled with a little bit. And so I was like, whoa, like, I actually am kind of prideful, Lord. Like, help me get this out of me, you know?
Right.
And dude, my ministry the entire summer was not teaching. It was not, I did have one opportunity to like speak at a men's barbecue, which was really, really cool.
I was sick,
I
dude.
love that.
I remember hearing you like tell me about your prep and
I
like,
was happy as
what
heck.
you were going to talk about
Yeah.
and all these things, and that was sick. That was a really cool
I
moment.
sermon prepped more than I should have for that, but I was just excited
You were
to do
dialed,
something,
bro. That's freaking sick.
And
The passion is fire.
yeah. And so
Zeal.
yeah, bro. Seal. And anyways, man, okay. A lot of what I did was honestly just like clean bathrooms
Yeah.
and do all that type of stuff. And God convicted me so much in this season. Like, I never went in at first with like a negative attitude at all. I was doing it. It wasn't my favorite job. And a lot of the times it was like I was alone too. Like, there was nobody really around me. I got to meet up with a lot of just like the leaders at the church and too, which was great. But majority of the time it was me in the morning. A lot of our church was traveling in the summer. And so I was just cleaning the bathrooms, doing things. And there was a point where I was starting to get a little irritated with that, if I'm being honest, because I was like, all right, just give me another job. Like more than the bathrooms, what else is there to clean or something? Because I'm tired of doing just the bathrooms, bro. Like, and they did give me more, but
You got to clean the windows too, huh?
I did get to clean the windows.
Moving up in the
It was moving up in the ranks. No longer bathroom cleaner, your window cleaner. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I ended up watching this video when I was just kind of chilling for a minute, and it was talking about how you don't really know what true ministry is until you're like mopping floors in the bathroom, and like you're not only cleaning the bathrooms, but you're praying for the people that go in the bathrooms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap, like there's so much more I could be doing.
Right.
And so it went from just cleaning the bathrooms to, God, I just pray that every time there's people in this bathroom that, man, you touch them. And I know that sounds crazy, like to say, like you're praying that for the people in the bathrooms, but the reality is what's happening at like the altar should be an overflow into every room in the church, and there should be like, God should be moving everywhere. And even if it's just somebody washing their hands and someone else talks to them and they're so blessed by that conversation, we don't know what God can do.
100%.
And so I learned what true humility was. I learned what that ministry isn't just preaching from a pulpit. It's not even doing what we're doing right now. Like what you're doing when the camera's off, that is just as much ministry. Ministry doesn't stop when you know you get off the stage.
Sure.
Truthfully. And I knew that, but I don't think I really learned that until this summer.
Right.
So that was really good. Man, I loved getting to hang. I felt like, again, I didn't get to hang out with a lot of people this summer, but a lot of like the church staff became some of my like really close friends.
Yeah.
And so like I flashed back to like one of the people that works there. Her name's Miss Colleen, and she was always there. And I remember just us talking for a long time where she's just showing me pictures of her at Disney World with her grandkids, and
That's
like
sick.
I just remember stuff like that, and I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for the people who poured into me too. I think I got so much more wisdom than I ever could have thought I could have from this summer. Ended it going to a church camp that my church does for foster kids, which I'll talk about that another time because I could spend hours talking about that alone. But yeah, dude, my key takeaways were, yeah, man, just humility and what it looks like to really be in the church and what it looks like behind the scenes. And I'm very grateful for that. And so, yeah, man.
Yeah. You very authentically learned like what the upside down kingdom looks like practically, you know?
Yeah. And I was so happy that entire summer. I remember calling you, just being excited, talking about what God's doing.
It was sick.
And so, yeah, dude.
It's awesome.
It was fire.
That's awesome, dude. I freaking love it. That's great. So, as we got into school,
yeah.
I guess probably our last segment
Yep.
is like from beginning of this last semester to now.
Yeah.
What was the Lord doing there?
Oh. You want to go first?
Sure. Easy.
I think I need to think about it.
Easy.
How to compile it into a sentence.
Yeah. One big life recap. We started the podcast.
Yeah, that's
Launched
true. I
our
wasn't
first
thinking
episode,
about that.
which is so cool.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was a blast. Like it was such a joy to finally get off the ground. We bought all our microphones, and I remember like Matthew and I were going around shopping for all these letters and these
3
things.
Hobby Lobbies.
Yeah, because we
words.
were trying to get like the different.
Yeah.
Because some of the Hobby Lobbies had like half the letters, but not the other half. So we had to go. Like Matthew went to a whole bunch of them and ended up compiling all our letters, which is sick.
Yeah, bro.
Got this Hobby Lobby. Went to the record store. Just the whole backdrop, man. It was so much fun to just go and like, put it all together early in the semester.
Proud of it.
Like it was fun, and I like it too. It's our little thing. I love it.
Bro.
But yeah, man, it was a blast to do all that and finally get our first episode up, which was Talk About It.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was so long ago, bro. Talk About It, all about vulnerability. Holy crap, dude! That one was that one was fire. That one was fire. So, I loved it, man. And getting the podcast off the ground was so much fun. It was such a learning process. It was challenging, bro. It was hard. And like it was a whole thing to make it happen, but we did, you know.
And we're still figuring stuff out. So, yeah.
100%. Yeah, it's definitely not without its struggles still.
Yeah.
The technology still nips me in the butt sometimes. I'm not the most technologically advanced
We
guy.
We struggle.
I try to upload the podcast to our editor all the time, and like I tried for like 3 days and I couldn't get it to work, and Matthew did it in like an hour.
Yeah, fam.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's how this works.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a freaking blast getting that done and off the ground, and it's been a joy ever since to keep doing it, you know. So that's been fun. I also, big life thing, I ran the marathon
Yeah, you did.
this semester, which was sick. So started in August and just trained for 16 weeks leading up to this sucker. It was a blast. It was probably the most consistently challenging thing I've ever done, I think. It's long term especially. And it was such a like prolonged reward, you know. You do something for 4 months for 3 hours worth of joy at the end of it, you know.
Right.
And it was really, really cool. And I think it changed my perspective on a lot of things. It also gave me a lot of solitude, which is something I think the Lord used the marathon and the training specifically that went along with it to really give me a lot of peace and time with Him alone, you know.
Yeah.
So I can't count the amount of my runs that were just prayer runs or worship runs, you know, and just talking to the Lord as I'm running for 2.5 hours, you know, on a random Tuesday night. It's like it was truly a joy, and I think like I found the Lord so much in something that was like I found the Lord in something that was outside of just sitting and reading my Bible, or outside of a young adults group, or outside of a prayer set, you know. And it was I think it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool, and the Lord did a lot in it. So that was huge. I enjoyed the crap out of that, and then actually came time to run the marathon, and I broke my foot.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
So, but I'm almost out of a boot. So next episode you see, I'll probably have a shoe on, which will be
Healed and restored.
which will be awesome. So that'll be a fun time. I'm excited for that. But yeah, so it's been cool. So those were kind of like the big life highlights of it, and I think the Lord just preached a lot of like balance into me through fire. It was like trial by fire, bro, because I was not good at balance at all early this semester. My grades suffered, my friendships suffered. Matthew and I's relationship even had some strain because I was just like a ghost. I hardly existed. So it was bad, but the Lord redeems and restores and forgives and preached a lot of balance into me. And in the later half of the semester, I did much better, I would say, after a lot of conversations. But yeah, so it was a good thing. The academic comeback this semester went insane. Yeah. It was nuts. All glory to God for blessed my studies.
I'll give you grace.
He did. But yeah, so anywho, there was a lot of stuff like that. A lot of really cool practical lessons I think the Lord preached into me, you know. I think I learned a lot about like being able to just take the Word with me into my daily life. Yeah. Because I didn't always have the time to just spend an hour and a half in my room in the mornings, you know. Life was just busier than that in this season, but the Lord like showed up so much in the little areas of life that I was able to invite Him into, you know. And so that was so cool to see that and to experience the Lord in kind of that new way. Because for a lot of my life, I've been like, like I'll spend the time in the morning, like I'll pray, do my quiet time, all these things, and then it's like, and then I go crush my day. And then like before I go to bed, I'm like, what's up, young blood? Like, how you doing? You know? Yeah. And this semester was like just pretty consistently like, hey God, how you doing? Like, this is what I'm up to right now. Like, come join me in this. And like just bam, 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 bam throughout the whole day, but just like little itty bitty bits, you know? Yeah. And it was much more consistently that than it was getting an hour in my Word at a time, you know? Yeah. And I think like it was just cool to like kind of experience the Lord in that what was truly like a kind of new way at points, you know? Yeah. So that was really cool for me personally. Bang. But yeah.
Yeah, bro. Fire. Yeah. Bro did a lot.
I did
bro accomplished a lot.
I did do a lot, dude. 100%.
It's cool. I don't think you realize how many, even with just something like the running for the marathon.
Do you want to see my medal?
Do it. Do it.
Here, one sec. This is sick.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
It's pretty fire, bro. This is it. This is pretty sick, bro. Look at it. It's a big old whale. Bang.
It's pretty tough.
Anyways, go ahead. Sorry. I just want to show you all that. Here
Yeah.
you go.
Pretty tough. Yeah. Anyways.
Go ahead.
Anyways.
This moment.
Anyways, I just want to encourage you. First of all, you killed the marathon.
Thank
but
you.
also, I don't think you realize how many people it just challenged them, not necessarily to run more, but like the way you disciplined yourself, other people saw, and it challenged them. And I don't think you really realize how many people it challenged. And so it was really cool to see on the outside. I was even a little child. I remember, like, I ran for wrestling in high school, and then I started running a little bit more. But I remember you were telling me you were running for this marathon, and I don't know if you remember this, but we went on a little run in the beginning of the school year.
We did.
It was only like 5.
I do remember this.
It was only like 5 miles, but I was like,
do
I got
remember.
this.
I do remember this. It's like a nighttime run. It's like 9 o'clock at night.
And I was like, I got this. Like, I work out, I run. I don't
You're
usually
in good shape.
Usually before that, I didn't run past like 2 or 3 miles.
Right.
And this was 5 miles, which I can't handle it. Like, he's not.
Dane's not all
I was
that.
trying to be like, yeah,
Macho man.
Yeah, he's not. I can do this, and I did. But I remember being so gassed at the end, and like I slowed down so drastically, and this challenged me, but it pissed me off.
You
too.
were mad.
Was
you
like
were angry.
He just kept running, and slowly, he just like faded off into the distance.
Oh,
and I
you
was
told
like,
me to.
I'm getting dusted by this guy. Well, I wasn't expecting you to, first of all. But second of all,
I would run up and I would stop for him, and I'd
But
wait on
second
him
of
to
all-
catch up, and then he'd be like, stop waiting for me, just go.
But second of all, no, it was just pissing me off that you kept like going, and I couldn't, like, I was gasping for air, and so that was a challenge. But I said all that to say, kudos to you. You killed
Kudos.
it.
I freaking love Strava kudos, bro. That's the best.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, it was a little encouragement from me to you.
I appreciate that.
But
I remember that run. Anytime you want to go on another one,
yeah, I actually
What's
think
that?
I could handle it now.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's go on a run after I get my boot off.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
I love it. Thank
Yeah,
you. I appreciate
course.
that.
Yeah.
Your turn.
My turn.
What happened this semester, bro? Catch us up to now.
Obviously the podcast.
Bang.
The first episode that dropped, I was going through it a little bit. I was like, really didn't want it to drop. It's like, there's things.
That's true.
One thing I will say, this is one of my personal key takeaways, was that once something's recorded, or once you do something, it's out there.
It's kind of real. That's a
And
fact.
I learned after that episode, there were some things I feel like I said that no one would think are bad, but I overthought a lot. I learned to think before I speak more. So that was a personal lesson for me.
That's good. I've had to do that a few times on here for sure.
And then also just, yeah, dude, I was really stressed before. I remember being like, can we just like cut it?
It's the whole thing is
It was
like
like midnight.
done, edited,
Yeah.
dropping the next day, and Matthew was like, "Yo, bro, you think we can re-record it?"
I was
I was
stressing.
like, "No."
But I will say that God moved in it, and we've been
Yeah.
going, and I've learned in the mistakes, you know? And that was my one move. My one move was just letting it happen. And it ended up being really cool. I'm glad. That's
It was
one of my
great.
favorite episodes now.
It was one of my
Even
favorites.
though it's
too.
kind of,
I loved it.
I look back and I'm like, this is wrong, my posture's goofy, like
It's okay.
whatever. It's okay.
Your posture was
Um,
goofy in that one.
But yeah, so I'm very grateful for that. How would I describe the semester? This semester for me, I think this is probably my key takeaway. It was full of like ups and downs, and Dan could definitely like testify to that. It was kind of rough for me. And I think one thing I've learned through all of it is, and I think you could probably testify to this too, of like, reality is the more we get busy, the smaller and smaller our quiet time is,
Right.
which is not a bad thing. But when you do have that time, you have to
Gotta be intentional
you have to
with
be
it.
intentional with it. It can't be a just read my Bible, check off the list and
Right.
and go. And I don't think I ever intentionally did that, but there were definitely times
Mm-hmm.
where it was that, and I found my quiet time getting shorter or my prayer time getting shorter, which is that's huge to me. Like
Right.
that's one of the number one things I think everybody should do is like take a couple minutes out of your day and literally pray for the people around you and like
Mhm.
things like that. It's huge. And it's funny, the more that shrank, and again, I never fully like crashed out or anything. It was just everything got smaller. And the more it got smaller, the more I found myself just getting in my head a lot and like
Right.
struggling with so many different things I've never really struggled with before. Like there was a period where I was kind of anxious. There was a period where I was insecure, like I've never been before, all of these things. And I think my conclusion after all of it, I'm happy to say like I'm finally in a place where like God's actually helped me realize where the problem was and how to fix it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like your quiet time has to be so intentional.
100%.
And like that, the moment that goes, everything will start to fall under your feet, especially in ministry, but also just in your everyday life. It wasn't just like in ministry, it was in every area, you know,
Right.
even this, like kind of, there were some rough patches. And
Right.
I do think some of it stemmed from just, man, we have to fight for our quiet time sometimes. And so one of my key takeaways was just, dude, fight for it.
Right.
Like, yeah, you have 20 minutes, but you could probably go 30 if you wanted to. That type of thing, you know, like, and so that was just, I guess that was, does that make sense?
100%.
So yeah, that was a huge lesson for me, because literally you can't win your battles if you're not in his presence,
Right.
you know? And I found the moment, again, like that shrunk the amount of just, I literally could not get out of my head this semester. Like it was actually bad. Like it was hard.
Right.
And I tried talking to friends about it. I tried doing all of these things, and those things are great, and God gives you those things. But at the end of the day, it's Jesus who fixes your problems, you know?
100%.
And so I'd say that is like he really has to be your rock. And if he's just kind of on the side in your life, it's never going to, you know,
Right.
it's not going to work out, you know?
Sure.
And I'm very grateful to say, like, now, I'm thankful for the grace there was this semester, because again, I think both of us could testify we didn't do everything perfectly.
100%.
It was a lot of new for the both of us.
Right.
And so I'm very thankful. I think at the end of the day, God looks at what I've done, and I know he's proud of it, and I know he's pleased with what I've done, you
Right.
know? But with that being said, next semester there's like practical things I'm changing. Like I'm not hanging out with friends until I've had quality time with the Lord. It's like I'm putting those in place now
Right.
because
It's
it's
good.
not worth it. It's not worth risking it, you
It's
know?
good.
And so that was probably a big takeaway.
I love it.
I'll say that.
That's good, dude. It's freaking fire.
That sounded kind of chaotic, I feel like.
I think it made sense.
Okay.
I think it was clear,
Praise God.
for sure. It was a story, so it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. So, as we wrap up and we're headed into 2026, out of 2025, what is like the one thing you're like most excited about for 2026? Or like two, if you need to.
Yeah. I am really, really excited just for next semester in general. I think between like getting ready for Brazil, which is really cool.
Yep.
I'm really excited to come back and do the podcast with more of a big vision and
Mhm.
things like that. And also I'm just excited for my classes next semester,
Be
bro. It's
sick.
like all of mine were gen eds this semester, and so it was kind of
Boring.
lame. And
Excited
so
for some fun stuff.
yeah, I'm excited to take classes with my friends again, which
Right.
is great. And so
Be sick.
I'm really excited for all of that.
Yep.
So yeah, dude.
That's fire.
What about you?
Let's see. The couple that come to mind is I'm excited to do a semester having learned balance a lot better.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try that out.
Yeah. Give it a whirl.
Yeah. B, I'm running High Rocks in Houston in March with a couple of my buddies.
Yeah.
So that'll be really fun. I'm stoked about
Praying
that.
bro doesn't crack
Break my other fibula.
crack another ankle.
That would be tragic.
Yeah.
That will not happen in Jesus' mighty name. And I'm excited to go to freaking your house over spring break, dude.
It'll be fun. Be ideal.
That'll be
Fire.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for me.
Bang.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, that's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot of information.
It is.
A lot of things. I don't think we need a one move.
No, that's what my forward, I was like forward thinking on one move with what we're excited
Okay.
about for 2026.
Okay, got you. Also, actually, I want to add one more thing to my lesson this semester.
Do it.
Was not only like spending time with the Lord, but getting to a point where like the word is literally like in your heart.
Yeah.
And like when you're going through something, having scripture like
Yeah.
literally rise out
The
of
words
you.
are written on your heart.
Yeah, you have to know
Yeah.
you know the word, because honestly, this is also just the truth. It's whether you're in his word or not. I was in his word. Maybe I could have been a little more intentional with it. That enemy's still going to whisper in your ear. And so
100%.
you have to know.
100%.
So I want to add that.
Right. It's good.
Yeah, anyway.
It's good. I love that.
So,
I love it. Well,
well,
with all of that being said,
yeah,
guys, we're freaking excited for 2026. The Lord's
Yeah.
going to do so much.
yeah,
It's going to do so much. I'm so excited to see what the podcast turns into, what he does in our lives.
yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked. So,
It's going to be sick.
yeah. Heck yeah.
Thank y'all for listening this year.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2025 was awesome. This was definitely one of the biggest blessings of it. And
Yeah.
hearing y'all stories and stuff when you reach out to us is one of our favorite parts of
Yeah,
it. So
for sure.
don't be scared to do that. We
Yeah.
love to talk to you. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. But yeah, with all that being said, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys.
Yeah.
As
If you like the
always,
video,
yeah.
yes.
Subscribe,
to
follow,
YouTube,
like it.
Spotify, Apple.
All
Follow
the
us on
above.
social media if you want. That helps us out.
Please.
Yeah.
But yeah, and yeah, we appreciate you guys. We
Yeah.
love you guys, and we will see you in a couple weeks. Bye, guys.
Bye.